There is a popular sentiment among people that says that the fighting soldiers give rights to the American people. However, the Declaration of Independence, written by Thomas Jefferson and signed by the Continental Congress, says that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So rights do not come from soldiers who fight. Rights come from the Creator. Rights always come from God. And we are grateful for the soldiers who go to war to defend our rights, but they do not give us rights. The Declaration of Independence continues that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. So the purpose of the government, including the soldiers, is to secure, in other words, protect and preserve the rights that God has already given us. The governments, according to the Declaration of Independence, derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. So the people in the government, in the country, delegate to the government the right to defend their rights. Now, when this government is established to defend the rights that God has given us, the government can decide to give us additional rights if it so decides, determines that it wants to. For example, God has given all of us the right to a fair trial. In case we are accused of a crime, we have the right to a fair trial. The Constitution of the United States, that was set up a few years after the Declaration of Independence, states in it that the citizens will have a right to trial by jury. The God-given right was that we have a right to a fair trial. The writers of the Constitution of the United States decided that one of the best ways to secure a fair trial, the right to a fair trial, is to give people the right to a trial by jury. And so that was a right created by the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States was set up to protect the rights of the people. The Constitution of the United States Preamble, in part, says, "We, the people of the United States, in order to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity." This is an acknowledgement that the blessings of liberty are blessings. They came from God. Liberty is the collection of our rights to fair trials, our rights to speak, our rights of free worship. So the Constitution was set up for the purpose of defending God-given rights. Lots of times we talk about the Bill of Rights, which is, of course, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. The Bill of Rights itself does not give the people any rights. The Bill of Rights basically protects the rights that God has already given the people. The First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. We have the right to freedom of religion. God has given that right to us. The Constitution says that Congress will do nothing to stop our exercise of that right. Basically, the Bill of Rights is a restriction on the government, telling the government they cannot affect the people's rights of religion or speech. Continuing on the First Amendment, Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Basically, these are the people's rights, and the Bill of Rights says the government cannot do anything to limit those rights. And then the rest of the Bill of Rights are similar. They are limitations on the government. So in conclusion, we get our rights from God. The Constitution was established to give us a framework or an organization through a government to be able to protect those rights. And so when we have our soldiers protect our freedom, they're not giving us our rights, they are trying to preserve our rights. And so we are very grateful to our Father in heaven for giving us rights, and we're grateful to the founding fathers who set up a government that was able to defend those rights. And we are grateful to the soldiers who have made a great sacrifice in trying to preserve those rights so that foreign nations cannot conquer and take those rights away from us. Thank you.